Hello, Kyle, actor and filmmaker. I'm absolutely delighted to be meeting with you tonight. Myself and Steve Evans here.
Hi,
Well,
Kyle. Good to meet you.
hello, hello. Well, it's good to meet you. Thank you so much for having me on. I've been excited to do this with you guys.
Excellent. Yeah, we've been looking forward
We have,
to it
yeah,
too, of course.
definitely.
So, how is life in Hollywood? I'm assuming that's where you're located in the States, LA, Hollywood. Is that
I
where you are
do.
at the
I
minute?
I live. It's funny because I live like in Hollywood directly. Basically Hollywood Boulevard is probably, I don't know, 4 blocks from where I
Wow.
live,
Wow.
and but it's like what I do is so independent film. So like I kind of have nothing to do with like, the Hollywood, big studios and stuff like that. So but I live in Hollywood, so I think it's kind of funny. Yes, I do.
Excellent. Okay. um, Kyle, your recent projects include Haunted Lake Lanier and Preacher 6, which we'll talk about in more detail a bit later. But first of all, can you tell us how you started your career as an actor and filmmaker? Was this with training in the performing and visual arts and back in Houston?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. God, you know what? I know this is not usual, but it's like I knew basically when I was in the seventh grade that like that this is what I wanted to do, so I found out I I joined the drama department in junior high school, which is like the seventh grade, and then I
What age
found
is
out
that,
that there
Kyle?
was
What age is seventh grade for the UK?
that would be probably 12.
12. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. 11 or 12, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so yeah, and then I found out that there was a performing arts high school in Houston. So I was like, and there's a TV show called Fame. It's like where it's about a performing arts high school in New York. And I was like, wow, it'd be so cool if they had one of those here. And I found out that there was. And so I auditioned for the school and got in. And so I majored in theater acting, and also at the end of that, I ended up double majoring in dance as well. So that's how that came into play.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, I was reading about that earlier on. Actually, your dance stuff. But uh, what role are you most comfortable with? Is it in front of the camera or behind the camera? And I've read that you're also been involved in the set designs for a major film and TV shows. So you can tell us about that as well. Scale sets for Team America and the TV show Wipeout.
yeah. Basically, I've done just about everything like on a film set except for running a camera. The director of photography. It's like let the people that are really good at those things do those things, and
Yeah.
But yeah, so gosh, I've done everything that you can think of. And as far as like, I don't know, I look at it kind of like Shakespeare, so well, like what did he do? He did everything. He's like the play's the thing. So it's like, so what what is it going to take to make something happen? So it's like, and I enjoy being on the camera. I love acting. That's like my passion. I've learned how to edit now, so it's like, and that's been something that's been super useful to be able to do the creative kind of like, how do you put together like a TV show or a film, or how do you make that all work, storytelling with editing. So it's like I've enjoyed all of it.
Okay. Behind
Okay,
you
that's a
now,
fair comment.
it is
Yeah.
indeed. But it looks like you're in a studio. Is now this where the action happens? Is this where you do the edits? Where you are now?
Yeah. So yeah, so basically, what we have behind me, I have some posters of the films that I was in, and then I'm working on Preacher 6, and Zombie with a Shotgun was something that we did, and another independent film
Yeah.
did that in New York. So yeah, but this is where I do the my editing anyway.
Okay.
Cool.
Zombie with a shotgun. That's a great title. Sounds
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
dangerous title.
It's like it's an art house film, so it's not like millions of zombies taking over New York or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's like a little art house film that I did with that Hilton Ruiz is the creator. So that's on Tubi. You have Tubi there, right?
Yeah, we have.
Or
Yeah.
no?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, cool. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can catch it on Tubi.
Oh, I'm going to say, sorry, I thought you said YouTube. Tubi was that? Do you know what that is, Steve?
Oh, Tubi. Okay, yeah,
Tubi.
it's a streaming platform. I'm not sure like where it shows, but it's also on a platform called Fossum, which I'm pretty sure you have that. You can get those apps on Google Play.
Oh, okay.
But like they're taking all of new content and stuff. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool to be able to get things out like worldwide.
Definitely. Yeah. Carl, tell us about Haunted Lake Lanier and where and how we can watch the film.
Okay, Haunted Lake Lanier. It's on. You can watch it on Amazon, on Amazon Prime, and it's a man-made lake that is in Georgia here in America, and so basically what they ended up doing was, the Army Corps of Engineers like filled this lake to become a reservoir, for the bigger cities around there to have drinking water, and so what they did, they just like flooded cities, and there was like 20 cemeteries there, and they, so like this massive land that they had, like they basically filled up a reservoir and didn't get rid of a lot of the stuff. So it's like, not like, I say it in the documentary, it's like not like 20 bodies.
In 1950, the ground trembled as the first shovel pierced the earth for the Beaufort Dam. A monumental feat of engineering. It promised flood control, power, and prosperity. But beneath the surface, a darker tale unfolded. Families were uprooted, homes submerged, and secrets buried. As the waters rose, so did the whispers, the haunting echoes of lives disrupted. Welcome to Lake Lanier, where history and tragedy converge, and restless spirits await their reckoning.
So basically, they just kind of buried a lot of land in a town called Oscarville, and there's a big story behind that too. So I was just like, you know what, this is a story that I can like kind of dig into, and it's like supposedly haunted, and with people see this a lady in blue, and so I get into all that. So it's a lot of fun. And it's perfect for like spooky season.
Yeah, Halloween season, coming up soon.
So what about the one that Terry's advertising behind him, Preacher 6? Tell us a bit about that then.
Preacher 6, that is something that it has been in, gosh, we first started fundraising for that film about 6 years ago. So from inception to fundraising, and we shot some stuff in Arkansas. Then a year later, we shot the principal photography here in Los Angeles, and then the whole COVID thing shut everything down, and then I ended up getting it and had long haul symptoms for a couple of years, so kind of took me out of action there, and so basically everything is back up and running. I'm better, and since it's our film, it's like it's pretty important for me to be healthy to do things. So able to finish the film, and so we're like making progress every day, and I'm super excited about it. We have trailers also. I hope that you can show one of those too.
That Archer you saw, he's just one of many. They're all over the place. They are amassing an army. And what we have to do is face them. We are at the end of time. So I'm about to blow the trumpet.
You're working as a producer. You're an actor on the film, also producing.
Yeah. So I am the producer. My wife wrote the screenplay, and I play Father Josh, which is the principal Preacher 6.
Okay.
So it's a lot of hats, it's like independent film all the way, but I'm really proud of what's happening in it. So some great actors. Carmen Agenziano is in it. So Naomi Grossman from American Horror Story, she plays the Blue Nun. It's something I'm super proud of the way that it's turning out. I mean, hopefully it'll be finished by and out like early 2025. In the next 4 or 5 months, I'd like to have it out.
Okay. Which platform will we be able to see that on as well, Carl? Same with Amazon?
It'll probably be on Amazon and Tubi and Fossum, like all those apps. So it's just once you get it into the distributor, then like they put it on. So it's like there's no way that I would know specifically what it's going to be on until like they pick it up. But I can guarantee that Amazon's gonna have it.
Excellent. I had a look at IMDb earlier, and it seems like a huge cast in the film. Is that difficult to sort of keep those plates spinning, with their schedules, for the actors to sort of get on the set?
It is very difficult. Yeah. And that is where like a great first AD comes in to play, because like they, take care of all of we have to shoot these scenes here because these actors are only available these days, or so-and-so has to leave and can only shoot the first week. So it's like you can shoot films like completely out of order because of exactly what you're saying. So and yes, it was a lot of like spinning plates and organizing things. Our first AD, Buzz Hughes, he was amazing at keeping all that together.
Yeah. Just going off on a tangent, different direction. Tell us about the work, your theatre work. You trained as a dancer.
Yeah, I did. Out of high school, like I double majored in dance, and then I ended up in a couple of jazz dance companies in Houston. Yeah. And there was a time where I was doing a lot of like musical theater. And so it was like, which direction are we going to go here? And I always wanted to do film. So I kind of like said, okay, I'm going to have to focus on, on that instead of like, doing national tours and stuff like that with the, theater companies. Yeah. So made that choice pretty early on. When I was like 19, I was like, okay, I got to focus on film. So that's what we did.
So what's been your motivation in the industry, your big driving force? Is it the industry awards and accolades, or are you after a real big, huge box office hit? Maybe understandably it's all of them, but go on.
To answer your question, not really. Like the awards and accolades and stuff like that, I don't actually, that doesn't matter to me. I think it's like it's just like the storytelling and the affecting people by what, by telling stories, so it's like whether it's horror or whether it's like, a drama or Western or whatever. It's like I just love the whole thing of like being a part of like the movie magic, and telling stories. But I mean, if I do win awards, then that will be great, because that means that more people will be aware of the projects. So but basically just looking to make a living doing this thing, so just keep going.
Okay.
I suppose at the end of the day it's all about making a living to start with, and if you hit it really big, even better.
Yeah, totally.
What is the latest project? You seem to have a lot on the go, and there's a lot of sort of information behind you as well, the projects you've been involved with. But what are you working on at the moment?
It's full time on Preacher 6 right now. Okay. So so basically, like when I get off, when we're done here, I'm gonna turn this chair around and I'm gonna be on that monitor and working on one of the scenes for Preacher 6.
Okay. So how does it work? What are you using? What video editing software are you using? I'm thinking of the past, how they done it in terms of like the way writers nowadays, we've got a Word documents. They used to use a typewriter. It's a lot easier now to edit film rather than, the actual physical holding of the film and actually cutting it with a razor blade and joining it together.
Oh, yeah. No. I mean, okay. So a friend of mine, Hilton, who did Zombie with a Shotgun, he actually knew how to do that. He could like edit Yeah, he could edit like with the film and whatnot. And I'm like, dang, man, that is crazy. So, but the program that I use is DaVinci Resolve for filmmakers. Yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of people use Premiere Pro, which is Adobe, but I don't. But DaVinci is like it's free. So it's like if you can buy like the pro version, which I did. Yeah. But I mean, it's like if somebody just wanted to like start editing, so you can go download DaVinci Resolve right now and watch some YouTube videos and start learning how to edit. So and plus, I don't like the whole monthly thing of the Adobe.
Oh yeah,
like, that gets expensive.
I couldn't get my head around it. I use OpenShot. Sorry, Steve.
Adobe's not cheap. Definitely not cheap. Adobe. Yeah. I reverted to using a freebie edition of something rather than Adobe. Yeah, I know where you're coming from there. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like, big studios and stuff like that, they can afford it, but it's like, for just an indie guy, trying to do some things is like, that's another layer of stuff, just to be able to, to work.
We noticed you've got a pretty massive following on Twitter, or X as it's now called. Is that your main social media, or do you use others? Sorry, say that again. Oh, I said, you've got a massive following on X or Twitter. Is that your main social media, or do you use other ones as well?
That is my main social media. I do have a YouTube channel, Kyle's Film Garage. So I have like 3,000 subscribers to that.
Excellent.
So, but it's mainly Twitter. So it's just what I started focusing on. And I know the other people are kind of like, all over the place, with Instagram, and a lot of people do that, and Facebook, and I really don't do either of those. So it's like, Twitter's what I have focused on for sure.
Carl, we touched on your background, your experience working as a producer. Are you inviting people at all to sort of put funding into the Preacher?
I actually I have a GoFundMe for Preacher 6 set up right now. It's on Twitter.
Yep.
And it'll be there. I tweet about all kinds of things every day, but part of like what I'm trying to do, you have like short term and long term. It's like short terms, like the GoFundMe, can get money, or like right now. Yeah. But like what I would like to do is just basically have the films pay for the films. So if somebody wanted to watch, Haunted Lake Lanier on Amazon, then that it facilitates the same thing, because it's income to the company, but it's like, instead of going a GoFundMe, then you're just watching something, so that you would do anyway.
Yeah.
So that's the goal, is to have the films pay for the films.
Okay. Is that a big effort? It's a great deal to sort of raise the finance, to get these things, the green lights, to get the project started. Is that a huge effort?
Definitely. People will spend their entire careers chasing money, and people love to go out to dinners and talk and, like do the schmoozing and, we had, cocktails at this place and we talked about this and, so I'm going to read that script next week, And so a lot of times things never end up happening, just because of the nature of people that have a lot of money. They don't like to actually write checks. It's like a lot of stuff never ends up happening. So with Preacher 6, we just said, screw it, let's just start, fundraising. And so that's what we did. And that's why we have a movie almost made. And same thing with Zombie with a Shotgun. It's like I talked to Hilton, and he had been talking to other people, about, so those money people, that never wrote a check, and I was like, well, let's just do it. He has a big social media following, and I do. And it's like, let's just like make the movie, so we started fundraising, and so now there's a couple of movies that are, one's already out, and Preacher 6 will be. Okay. So just because of like film fans.
This may sound like a stupid question and an ignorant question maybe, but why Preacher 6? Has there been Preacher 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5?
Well, there hasn't been that many movies before this one, but yes, he would be. I don't want to give out the plot.
Sorry, here. Spoiler alert.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll shut up.
It's a spoiler. Say nothing.
Yeah.
I'm going to go off on a bit of a tangent here. Your father was a professional football player, and your mum's a cheerleader. Did that have a big influence on your life growing up?
Well, I mean, yes. I mean, I'm a big football fan, and I still to this day. And I actually should probably update that because my mom actually she got on me a little bit. She's like, "So I'm just a cheerleader, huh?" And it's like she's done so many things. She's a business owner, and she has a big, like the biggest antique shop like in Houston. Like she owns the big thing, and so I'm like, "Yeah, I'll change that, Mom. Sorry." I
think that's a great title. I'd be proud of that.
Oh yeah, no, she was. But I mean, it was like they were football player and cheerleader, like they met in high school, and so the big that's the story, of them. But so.
Okay, I'm going to go off on a tangent as well now. You live close by. You said like sort of the main thoroughfare within Hollywood. Do you bump into the big names at all? And as you go into your local shops and things, or
you know what?
Are they protected?
You'll run into celebrities like at bars and restaurants and stuff like that. Like not so much on Hollywood Boulevard. That's like it's a touristy place where people can go and see where the stars are. It's like when you get a star on the boulevard, like they will have been there, because that's where they get the star. Yeah. But yeah, you'll run in. You're more of a chance to run in celebrities like in a grocery store, but you do. You absolutely do.
What advice would you give to an aspiring actor, stroke filmmaker who wants to get a foot in the entertainment industry? Starting off for the first time doing your type stuff. What advice do you give him?
Wow. To be a filmmaker, it would be learn everything, like learn everything, get on film sets, from the ground up, do PA work, get on there, find out, what it actually takes to run a production, because there's so many levels to like having things be smooth and work and whatnot, from art department to lighting to, the camera and sound and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of moving parts. So I would get on a set, so that you can just be immersed in the whole experience. And because that's where you'll do most of the learning is on being a part of it.
It just maybe a daydream. If you had an open checkbook, if you had, you win the lottery tomorrow, you got millions in your bank. If there's an actor or an actress, in fact, both called actors now, that you could choose to pick in one of your projects, who would you go for? Who would be on your wish list to star in one of your?
That's a
big question, isn't it?
Yeah,
that is a good question.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that she is a really super talented actor. And so yeah, she started out, singing in pubs in New York. But yeah. So she's like one of the kind of ground up performers. Who else? A guy.
A Star Is Born. That's the only film I think I can think of with Lady Gaga. Is that the only one, do you think? Or a major film?
Well, you know what? I think that honestly, I would have to take it on a whatever the case by case basis is. I really enjoy
depending on the project.
Good actors, So there's a lot of them, and so that would be good at like a particular film.
Oh, yeah.
Not necessarily, I don't know. It's like I'm not starstruck.
Yeah.
It's like it's not like I would love to work with this person, Al Pacino or something like that. But I mean, if there was, okay, I would have loved to work with Jack Nicholson.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that would have been my bucket list. I mean, he's not acting anymore, but but yeah, I mean, I don't think that anybody really compares, in film, to him. Yeah. Nowadays, anyway.
I remember seeing him in the when One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest when that first came out back in the 70s. And he lit up the screen. As soon as he was on, you knew there was something. He was like a magnet. He just drew your attention with his presence, his charisma.
Yeah,
and
and
he was in Bucket List as well, wasn't he?
And what? Sorry, Steve. The Bucket List.
He's in a film called Bucket List as well.
Of course. Yeah.
Kyle mentioned in Bucket List.
Yeah. And the thing is like with an actor like that, it's like you can't teach that. You can't teach that charisma or that presence. Because it's like you either have it or you don't. Yeah. So it's like and so that's just acting magic. So yeah.
He looks like
he's the one.
He looks like he sounds as well like a great fun, to be just be in his company offset, just to hang around with him, hang out with him.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny. I was actually a story about Jack Nicholson. I was just walking on Hollywood Boulevard, and I stumbled upon the day that he got his star on the boulevard, and I actually saw him. So it's like that's as close as I got to working with Jack Nicholson, but seeing him get a star.
Brilliant. Do you know what? I think we can better that, I think. So I think on that note, I think time's caught up with us. But listen, Carl, it's been an absolute pleasure to be chatting with you. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having me on anytime. And maybe we can do this again when Preacher 6 is out.
What? I'm just making a note now. We'll keep you to that, definitely.
That'd be awesome.
Right.
Yeah, thanks very much, Kyle. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, that's indeed. Yeah, but for now, Kyle, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the weekend.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you both. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Yeah, also, speak soon.
Yeah. Bye now. Cheers.
Cheers.